Are you deep in the mom overwhelm? How's mom life going for you? Do you know how to plan your day? Do you know how to do effective planning as a mom? Well, hey, I'm Alicia from Alicia Cohen Designs. Come join me now for another workshop-style video as we dive into these questions today and take a look at my own past struggle with mom overwhelm, what I call the hamster wheel marathon, and then the day I broke the hamster wheel. I'll share how to plan your day the way that I do now, post-hamster wheel marathon. So grab a notebook and your favorite pen, or just perch your phone somewhere while you do the dishes. It's time to level up your intentional planning, productivity, and mindset skills. Let's get into the slides. Okay, so here's the plan for today's video. First, I'm going to tell you my hamster wheel story and transformation of how I got off the hamster wheel. And then I'm going to tell you how to actually plan with specific steps that you can take. So let's get started. So, my hamster wheel story. So when I was on the hamster wheel marathon, and you know what I'm talking about, right? It's like where you're a little hamster on a hamster wheel and you're just running and running and running and you're just staying in the same place. It's like a treadmill for hamsters, right? So you're just running and running and running like mad, trying to get somewhere, but you're not getting anywhere and you're working so hard. And the harder you work, it's not like you get anywhere any faster or any easier. You just stay in one place. But boy, oh boy, are you working so hard. You know what I'm talking about, right? So that's the hamster wheel marathon, yeah? So you're just going and going, exhausting yourself to no end, and then feeling like you don't really have anything to show for it because you've just been running in one place, not making any forward progress. So you're exhausted, not getting anywhere. That was me. That was my hamster wheel marathon. So I would wake up in the morning already feeling behind because the 27 million things that I had wanted to get done the day before did not get done. And so now I still had those things from yesterday, but now I had 27 million new things that I was wanting to get done today. And magical thinking, you know, where you think you can do something, but in order for it to happen, it's going to take some magic. So magical thinking was definitely at play here in a big way for me. But I didn't even really know it. But there I was, waking up, already feeling behind, and then just chasing my to-do list all day long and just thinking, well, if I just run fast enough, if I just hurry quick enough, then I will somehow get all the things done on my to-do list. Can you relate? Do you know what I'm talking about? Well, then I get to the end of my day, and over dinner, my husband would ask me, how was your day, Alicia? What did you do today? And do you know, for all that running I had done all day and all the stuff, whatever the stuff was, I had done all day long. I don't even know. I didn't even know what I did. I know I did stuff all day, but I couldn't even remember what it was. But what I did know was that I didn't get the whole list done and felt discouraged and defeated and like yet another day had gone by and I was a failure again. So that was the challenging state of my existence before I cracked the code for myself. So let's talk about that part, because there is a happy ending to this story. So when it finally clicked. So I like to learn. I am a lover of learning. And so, like other things in my life that I have solved through researching and learning, I thought, you know what? I'm an organized person, right? And I was, and I am. I was an organized person, yet for how organized I was, I couldn't figure out how to do this productivity thing. And it drove me bonkers because I thought, well, surely if I'm organized, I should also be able to be super on top of things and be productive, right? But this wasn't the case for me. The two skills did not automatically transfer. I needed to learn how to be productive effectively, which is good news because I learned it. It was a learnable skill. It is a learnable skill. So that's good news for you too, because then that means it is a learnable skill for you as well. I'm not unique or special in that regard that I was able to learn this. So it's possible for you as well. So I took it on as something that I was going to figure out. I was going to crack this code. And let me add that at this point, I had already been trying to learn and figure things out. It just hadn't been sufficient yet to get me my light bulb moment. So I went after it more tenaciously and read books and tried different apps, probably read some blogs, whatever I could to finally get this solved for me. Well, then my friend told me about this particular online organization summit and how it had a bunch of speakers with cool information, and she thought it was good and maybe I would get some good ideas there because I was telling her about how I just always felt like I was running around going bananas and not feeling particularly good about it. So she said, well, why don't you try this online summit, see if maybe you can get some good ideas there. Maybe one of the presenters that you hear will give you some good information that you'll be able to figure things out for yourself. And I said, okay, sure. Why not? I love learning. So let me give this online summit a try. So I did. I paid for a VIP pass so I could have access to all the different presentations anytime I wanted. And I listened to a bunch. There were, I think, probably over 70 presenters. And it was through the learning that I did, through this summit, that I was finally able to crack the code. Now, this particular summit is not some magical summit. It's a lovely summit with lovely presenters. However, I think it was, for me, the right information at the right time in my journey that I was able to have my light bulb moment. So, what did I learn in this summit? What was the information that finally had it click for me? My big takeaway, are you ready for it? Was that I needed to actually plan. I know. I'll give you a moment to peel yourself up off the floor. Because what I said is both like, what? That's it? That seems overly simplistic, Alicia. That's a bit shocking. And also, wait, what? What do you mean that you just needed to actually plan? So yeah, what was missing from my planning and productivity system was actually planning. I had a color-coded calendar, beautifully organized. I had an equally beautifully organized, categorized to-do list, and yet these two pieces were not a plan. I thought they were. I thought by having a calendar and a to-do list that I was planning, but I wasn't. And what I finally figured out for myself was that I needed to take my calendar and take my to-do list and sit down with both of those and put them into a plan for the day, a plan for the week, that I needed to actually plan as opposed to just opening up my calendar and looking at what there was to do for the day and then holding so tightly to my to-do list and just trying to get it all done. That wasn't planning. That was just being a ping pong ball, bouncing from whatever was in my calendar to whatever was on my to-do list to whatever the day threw at me, whether it was just regular life stuff, stuff with my kids, stuff with my husband, whatever. So I know it sounds overly simple to say that what was missing for me was actually planning. I know that sounds like, how is that possible? But it was. And it was what was keeping me stuck on the hamster wheel marathon. And then when I actually started planning and I really started going after that and creating a system for myself that was repeatable day after day, week after week, month after month, then that was it. And the hamster wheel marathon was history. So let me tell you about that plan. Let me tell you about how to actually plan what I learned in more detail from my own light bulb moment. So to plan in a way where you are actually planning, you need two tools, like I mentioned, that make one system. So the two tools are a calendar and a to-do list management system. So the calendar plus the to-do list management system equal your planning and productivity system. That's the whole formula. And don't confuse the two tools, the calendar and the to-do list management system. Don't confuse those with your overall planning and productivity system. The calendar, the to-do list, those are the tools. The plan, that's the magic. So here are the steps. Let me just break it down for you what you need to do. First thing, you're going to grab your calendar, your to-do list, and your planner. Those are the three things you need. The two tools plus the planner, and you're going to open up your planner and sit down and plan out your week. I recommend, and like for myself, planning out a week at a time. You're going to take your calendar and plug in first to your planner any appointments that you have on your calendar that week. And these are not just appointments, social events, activities, whatever's on your calendar for the week, plug that into your plan first. Plug that into your planner. The next is to make sure that you are planning in what matters most. And you would say maybe that would even go before plugging in the appointments from your calendar. However, at this point, those are already on your calendar. You're probably already committed to them. So in terms of following through on what you've committed to at this point, that's probably just what needs to be done. But ideally, your calendar would be reflecting what matters most and or easily leave time for you to be able to spend on what matters most. So you've got your plugged in appointments from your calendar. Then you're going to plug in time for whatever matters most. Next, for each day, you're going to plan in something time. And what I mean by something time is, doesn't something always come up? Even when we have the most beautiful plans, something always comes up. Something always takes longer. Something throws us off. So instead of not accounting for that, we're going to account for that. And you're going to plan something into your day. So put it in there. Actually put it in your planner and just make time for it. Make time for it. Make space for it. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put in your planner that you plan to plan. So put in there, when are you going to plan to plan? I recommend planning once a week. You pick whichever day you like, but do it on the same day each week, give or take a day. And then also each evening or each morning, whether you prefer to plan at night or in the morning or whatever. I like to plan at night, but you do you. So you're going to do a quick little refresh, because when you plan for the week, like in my case, I plan on Sunday and I plan out for the week my appointments that I have and those sorts of things. But then each day I check in on, okay, well, what's my plan for tomorrow? Does that still work? Did anything come up that I wasn't aware of on Sunday when I originally planned? So you're going to do a daily refresh to make sure that your plan is all ready to go for the next day or for that day if you're doing it first thing in the morning. So you're planning in your time to plan. And then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to plug in to-dos, but only if time allows, because you've got your calendar appointments. And so depending on what you've got going on, how many appointments, activities, what have you, and then time for what matters most, and then accounting for something, and then planning to plan, there may not be that much time or any time to plug in to-dos for that day, or, tasks or projects or whatever. And that's okay. Plug in to-dos based on what the day allows. Don't do the hamster wheel thing. Don't do the chasing the to-do list, because that's just going to keep you stuck. And if you notice here, plugging in to-dos is the last thing. So we gotta stop putting the to-do list first. We have to stop chasing the to-do list. That was a big thing for me with my hamster wheel marathon transformation. We gotta put the to-do list in its place, and its place is last after all the other things have come. And really here, we've just scratched the surface with how to actually plan. And if you're saying, Alicia, this sounds great and I want more, check out in the description. I have a link for you for my Power Up Your Productivity Group coaching program, and I think you might really enjoy it. In this program, we go into detail about how to do this planning thing and do it well and break the hamster wheel marathon. So if you're looking for coaching, if you're looking for somewhere to get your questions answered, if you're looking for accountability, if you're looking for community, if you're looking for a small group, then Power Up Your Productivity might be just the thing that you are looking for. So check it out in the description. I would love to have you in my program and teach you my entire planning approach to help you get off the hamster wheel marathon. All right, well, thanks so much for spending this time with me. I'm rooting for you out there. Be on the lookout for another workshop-style video coming your way soon. And until then, be intentional and don't give up. I'll catch you in the next thing. Take good care.